Yo, 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 my people. What is good? It is your boy. You know it is Jason Gooner. We're back on Jason Gooner TV in the studio. And we're here because, yeah, the Reggae Girlz did their jobs today. Professionally done. We're gonna talk about the game, how it went. Of course, it's just the first step into qualification for the Women's World Cup. So we're going to make sure that everybody tune in, understand what it will take to reach here. So we're going to just revisit some print about the whole road to the World Cup and how what's going to take to get back to a third consecutive World Cup. People, I mean, look, when we're talking about achievement in Jamaican football, I don't think the girls really get their just due when you really look at what they've been able to do in such a short space of time. The fact that they were able to get out of the group the last World Cup too, I think is like underestimated what they were able to do, and especially going into that World Cup, Brazil, France, Jamaica, Costa Rica. Oh wait, was it Costa Rica? No, it was Panama. Sorry. And I mean, yeah, we got through the group, didn't lose a game, so that's big. What you say? You call it 20-0? I'm almost reaching 20, bro. Yo, you go on good in the pick them, you know. We can't like hot Hennessy, you go on good in the pick them, but tomorrow is another day. Iron watching Iron Bowl. Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, hold on the people. Un momento. Forget the remote, you know. Bless up, bless up, bless up, Joseph Brown. Big up yourself, legend in a building. Member, you don't know. More of the people commenting on the shows need to have green, them name forward in a green when they're members. And we need more of those, you know? Yeah, man, really easy, really affordable as well. You know? That's a way for show your support. We're not really too loud up the supers and even though we appreciate them every time. But yo, just like, share, and subscribe. The things that are free 99, just do those things. Yeah, man, just do those things and show the support. As I'm like, yo, one thing I like, why this thing have to be this color? Hold on there, hold on there, hold on there. Cha. Sorry, I can't do it right now, people, but let me change that. Yeah, so who did watch the game today? I'm gonna get to watch basically all the game, which was great. I didn't think I would have been able to do that, but yeah, man, we found a way. And yeah, boy, I'm glad I watched it, because I mean, we know that the um the competition today in the game, if we're being honest, wasn't the greatest. But how many times have we seen Jamaican teams play inferior opposition and they don't really like dominate, like really and truly dominate? And that was the case today. It was domination. Can't even remember the goalkeepers who played today having to do anything besides pass the ball. So yeah, it was domination, and that's what you need if your team is a superior team. You would like to, prove it on the pitch, and they were able to do that. So that was nice to see. Very, very nice to see. Yeah, man, I'm gonna roll in, just make sure and smash up the like button, people. Smash, 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 smash it. Don't even waste no time, just hit the like button as soon as you fall out. Yeah, man, hit the like button, hit the like button. So, all right, the first thing, people, I want to just show you guys, as I say, I'll give you a little education for those who don't know. I'll show you guys some keys to these qualifiers, So Here we go. 2025-26 CONCACAF W qualifiers will kick off on November 27th. That was 2 days ago, with 29 national teams looking to secure first place in their respective groups and their accompanying berth to the 2026 CONCACAF W Championship. So the W Championship basically is, the tournament that will decide the qualifiers, right, for the World Cup, and also I believe for the Olympics. Yes. Here are some, and we're going to get into that now. Here are some key things to know about the W qualifiers. There are 29 national teams, split into 6 groups competing for first place. The 6 group winners will advance to 2026 CONCACAF W Championship. So you see Group A: Mexico, Puerto Rico, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, U.S. Virgin Islands, Jamaica, Guyana, Nicaragua, Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, um, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Bermuda, Grenada, Cayman Islands, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Suriname, Belize, Anguilla, Panama, Cuba, St. Kitts and Nevis, Curacao, Aruba, and Trinidad and Tobago, El Salvador, Honduras, Barbados. So you see Group F there, I think the one with 4 teams. All the other groups have 5. Trinidad, El Salvador, Honduras, Barbados. We have to stretch out their games because there's only 4 teams. All right, so the highest ranked nations receive buys. So of course in CONCACAF, the big dogs in women's football, United States and Canada, don't have to take part in this. So some people don't really like that, right? They would say, boy, them should get a chance for us play because they're in CONCACAF. Why did they get this? But I mean, look, I can understand the argument on both sides. But honestly, like, is it really, like, what is it gonna do for the nation that them playing? But even though you could say, boy, when them play them on these cricket pitches, it might affect, maybe, but I don't think it's gonna be enough of a balancing of the quality level for it to just be, oh, they're traveling away, so they might not dominate like that. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Bless up DJ Gigs, what go on, bro? But they are break down the game, talk about the shed some light on the girls, because yeah, I don't, yeah, we when something go on for them, we talk about them, but yeah, we need to big them up more. And them really send on the positive vibes when we watch football. Our only competition in the group is Guyana. DJ, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Guyana. Well, we're going to find out on Monday, because I think Nicaragua and Guyana are the two that we need to apply ourselves like we did today for beat them team there. We can't just we have to play decent. We can't just turn up and just mash them up. No, it's not gonna happen against either one of those 2 teams. Matter of fact, just on watch piece of the is who them play. Grenada just play Costa Rica. Costa Rica beat them 2-1 in Grenada, but yeah, Costa Rica had chances and things, but Grenada could have nick a draw, on another day. So you never know. Yo, 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 yo. Go on, impressive display from the girls. Agreed. What a slap up, even though the team was a lower ranked team, to be honest. But got to say they got the job done with a slap up. Yeah. And I mean, look, don't think, that these teams in these qualifiers want to lay down a marker and just say, yo, we're going to dominate. And it's 2 teams that I was looking for to dominate today, Jamaica and Mexico, and they did. So, yeah, I think they made their statements, Where say 6 them I get them? Boy, whoo, that's the next game too, away in Nicaragua. I wonder, when we played Nicaragua men's team, it was turf, The girls show the boys how to dominate lower ranked teams from the Caribbean. Agreed. Soup. All right, please. All right. James Roman, may I beg you? Just find another word. The soup is PTSD. I was telling JD Shirley around today. Please don't say it wasn't JD I was telling you, it was someone in his comment section, but bro, just find the next word, not soup. Based on the rankings, we should play Costa Rica in the quarterfinals. I prefer them than Haiti. All right, great segue, BM. We'll go forward black into the article. All right, so boom. United States, Canada will not take part. Two highest ranked teams of the Confederation Nations have earned direct qualification to the 2026 CONCACAF W Championship. It's the 8th edition of the qualification tournament. The first edition was held in 1998, the year prior to the FIFA Women's World Cup USA. Two participants in all editions, Costa Rica and Trinidad, are the only national teams that have participated in all editions of the CONCACAF W qualifiers competing in the tournament since 1998. So, I don't know. I wonder why Jamaica wasn't in all of those. Well, we know it was abandoned at one point. Entire female, everything. There was no women's football going on. At the conclusion of the CONCACAF W qualifiers, the 6 group winners will join the United States and Canada, the two highest ranked teams in the 2026 W Championship. So, this is how it worked out, right? So we started here, November 2025. And you see how it's gonna go, the two group winners there. Yo, what is going on? Okay, my bad. No. Okay. Yeah, so the finalists get to go here. The semi-finalists of this tournament go to the World Cup. And even if you're a playing player, you know, you'll go to the plane if you finish at a certain spot. But let's tell you what that means. Yep, so this right here is what will happen. So you see that? For the Olympics, because the US is hosting, if they are finalists in the tournament, the team that finished third will automatically get that bid to the Olympics, which would be big if Jamaica could get that bid. So they'll be in the Women's World Cup and also the Olympics in 2028. Would be nice. Bless up, Jamrock. Big up yourself, bro. Can we switch out the teams and use the girls in March? Ew. When the Reggae Boys played Dominica in the first round of World Cup qualifiers, they barely beat them 3-2. I'm glad they bring this up because that was going to be a talking point when I was talking about the actual game when I have that discussion, because there's a reason for that BM. I'm going to expose it today, even though it's not even that exposing, because we know that's how the thing set. Yes, it looks like Costa Rica, says the mall. Very proud of the girls. Fantastic performance today. That is it. Up, up, up. Yeah, man, like up the stream. Let them know. So if and when we tap the group, no soup, will Busby be able to go stateside, as I'm assuming that's where it will be played. Woo, elephant in the room, Joseph Brown. Jeez. A comment there heavy. It's a heavy comment. There's a push down the screen. Boy, that is the $1 million question, you know. I guess the way them see it is, you know that saying, cross that bridge when we get there, you know. Jeez. The current Costa Rica team is not as strong as the last, and Jamaica is stronger than the last time. Okay. I mean, the Costa Rica team just need the strikers and attackers in general just need a beating based on that game I just saw. They were carving them, slicing through Grenada, but credit to the goalkeeper. She saved a penalty. She saved some other point blank opportunities. So all that too, I want to watch the Vancouver game, Big up Primus. Yeah, man, Atlanta. Can see say Atlanta, it's been like a couple seasons well now. She like starting week in, week out, putting up numbers for her club, and you can see the difference in how she playing now. Like before, I always thought she wasn't really assured enough. And I know obviously it's the opposition today as well, because there was a big gulf in class. But even with that, she just look way more assured to me. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. Bless up Apache. You're going good in our picks as well, bro. I mean, just did a pre and I put the results them from today. I said, Jano, need have some catching up to do tomorrow. Soup group, G's and BM, please, bro. Just find another. Yo, we are very we call it now, creative people. Please, just forward with a different word. Blake need to go to Miami to win the MLS Cup. Hey, stay there. Whoever win the San Diego, what name the game right now? Them have a chance to, the ball around. Inter Miami, well, it look like Vancouver run with it 2-0. Thomas Muller. All right, so let's go to the results. All right, so this is the game. I did do some scouting in this game, Nicaragua and Antigua. This was in Antigua. Nicaragua got the win 4-0. 3 in the first half and then 1 in the second. And yeah, they should have run away with a lot more goals in this one. When they look back at this, I'm sure the coaching staff will say when we play Guyana in the next game, we need to be much more clinical, because I don't believe that it will be as easy to carve open Guyana as it was against Antigua. But yeah, I was impressed with the passing style of Nicaragua. I think in the end, like a lot of these Central American women's teams, they're just missing a few clinical players up top. They're very neat and tidy and can basically get the ball from the defensive third to the middle third to the attacking third. But when they get in that attacking third, that cutting edge, that final action is not quite coming off. And that is actually a symptom of a lot of these teams, the Nicaraguas, El Salvador's, all of those teams in that realm of football style and football culture. I just feel like they're missing that attacker in most of their systems. So, if they can work on that, they can be more dangerous in these qualifying type of situations. But I do like how they play football, and it won't be as easy. But I do think that the physicality that Jamaica possesses, the speed, it poses a problem for teams like Nicaragua in this region. So that is always the trump card we have. Jamaican and that ref blow the whistle at 90. Yo, why you move like Craig so? Why you move like Butler so? Where you said them put up 3 minutes and the man play none. When I started watching the game, we were already 3-0 up. Yo, bro, Chile, yo, I was so happy that I did like watch the little build up before and everything, because if you start, sometimes you just you can't sit down as soon as the game start. If you're busy doing things like I was today, and bro, I just did it. I say boom, say 1, 2, 3. What 5 minutes, 11 minutes and a 5 love. I said, John, no start. Burden is not it, I think. Oh, but it's not. Oh, okay. So yeah, say if where you are asked, okay, Burton is not it. I pre. No, BM. Why we even put it up? Not taking anything from that game they played children. Yeah, the goalkeeper was 17. I think what three other or four no three other teenagers. Yeah, so I mean, look, you have to play well in front there, most of the time a game like that, win what 10, 11. So the fact that them put up 18, I give them credit. And some of the goals were quality, like I like we just did a bungle the ball in the goal. Some good drive from outside the box, some good cross and headed finish. Jody had a nice volley for the hat trick goal that she scored. The pass, yeah, some decent goal score. But yes, it was like taking candy from a baby. But you have to do what you have to do. What country that young striker that take Boza games from? Costa Rica. You're talking about when he was at Spartak? Yeah, Ugalde, Costa Rica. The word soup haunts me, to be honest. Man, them drop out a World Cup. Based on what the person said about the men's team, I was wondering that the selection and the way they played can't be the coach to me. Based on what the person said about the men's team, I was wondering, yo, man, I don't know, fix this up, gigs, cause one of the word them make me know don't really over as way I say. Bro, she found her confidence from somewhere in March this year. Primus, man. Burton is not it. But it was a porridge. Porridge. I could work with porridge. Yeah, man. Anything but the other word. Burton is not it. The JFF should invest in a real good female coach as they have the best chance to earn money and make the country proud with a top class female coach. So why you beat Burton so much? Just because him the coach and when them there America? Cause he's the assistant, Not saying, them can't get a better assistant as well, but that's what I say. And a Busby, if you say, man, are you meaning to put Busby on a right Burton? I'm not sure. People seem to forget that it's the girls why Adidas forward. Bro, I tell you the truth. I hope Adidas stay. Maybe them see the 18 and say, yo, we're not leave. The girls won't disappoint us. We can always depend on them. Bless up, bless up, bless up, Jagans. Big up yourself. No? Who name Hannah Lee? Or you talk about the keeper from the other team? Yeah, man, I have to run upon them. Haitians are on a roll in football. I prefer not to play them in the quarterfinals. Oh, yeah. Avoid them at all costs. All costs. Like up the live. Big up yourself again, Jagans. Legend again in a building. Legend again. Membership. I might from Argentina kick Blake out of the MLS Cup. What Butler did was disgraceful. He need to learn self-control. Yo, the man, people say a passion, bro. Passion. Passion. So just because it's passion, it no matter what I go on. One key. Say make few turn there, brother. A man say Maggie turn. I say, oh, I'm too. Can we say Bonnie is the best in the Caribbean across both genders in terms of achievements and accolades? Like of all time or like right now? Let me know. I was saying the ref should have blown the whistle at 90. Okay. The ref is being these refs are monitored, man. The man want ref a World Cup. If the fourth official said this minute, it have to play. Ah. Upful G. Me not pre yet, but yeah. Respect. York won a triple and a World Cup. Yeah, that's why I say, like, are we talking of all time or like right now? Because of all time, my brain already scanned to Dwight York in my brain. Like, yo, she passed him yet? I don't know. Cause I don't think she have a. Did she win like League Cup or anything? I just don't. I know she don't win a league with City, which this season, obviously Chelsea is always a problem, but City leading right now, so it's possible. Darren Mattox make me love Vancouver club. Yeah. Mattox still do him thing there. For real. I think being in France has helped Jodie Brown immensely. Her game has improved. I still want to see Jodie in like wait name there. Like I want to see her in the other with against the other teams in the group when it's not such a gulf, when it's a little closer, you know. Based on today's evidence, Costa Rica, Costa Rica, I feel like you can cause them some problems, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if Guatemala quite reached them yet. But yeah, I think that will be a game that I want to see because Guatemala, one of them Central American teams trying to catch up to the rest of the pack, like them trying to get into that next level, you know. Manny Pacquiao Jr. will enter the ring as a professional for the first time. Wow, big ups to him. Him anything like him pops, him going to make a lot of money boxing. 10-star, no, 18-star performance. Don't call in discipline passion. Me not call it that, brother. Them I call it that. How many teams go through? Last time we only had to beat one team outside the Caribbean, and that was Mexico. So it's 6 group winners. So I mean, when you look at the group, them, well, we'll soon look at the groups, but this was the Nicaragua game. This is the other game in our group that would have happened as well. So 4-0 plus 4 for them. Um, Other groups now, what is USVI? Yeah, US Virgin Islands. They beat them 3-1. I know the US Virgin Islands probably gonna have a whole bunch of US players. Bermuda gave Cayman 4-0. You see Suriname 3-1. Heard that Suriname had some issues with some of their players, not able to get them in. But they still were able to get the job done over Anguilla. But yeah, they are going to be trying something similar to what their men's team has done, which has gotten them into a playoff situation themselves, just like Jamaica. So, maybe once those players are eligible, maybe by the next window in March, we might see what they are made of in their group and if they have an outside chance to get there. I've gone so far. So these games were all yesterday. Aruba beat St. Kitts and Nevis 2-1, so a good win for Aruba. And then here is the Jamaica versus Dominica today, Darren Sammy Cricket Stadium. The coach said he didn't know why the game was moved, so we still don't really know why, but that is what happened. These were the lineups for today, people. So they don't have this quite right in terms of tactically. It really was a back three with Kanya Plummer, Tiana Harris, and Cardoza. The two in midfield, that's correct. It was Primus and Spence, but I can't call it two because Kiki was kind of floating from a central attacking midfield to like in the right half space. And Cameron was kind of playing the widest role on the right. So basically, it's almost like Kiki and Cameron should really be switched in this graphic here. And Khadija and Jodie Brown were kind of playing up front with Den playing basically the opposite side to where Cameron was playing. So like almost like a 3-4 or a 3-5-2, basically. Basically it was kind of more like a 3-4-1-2, because Kiki really had a floating role. She mainly was floating out to the right, to be totally honest. So it was almost like a 3-4-2-1, with Van Zanten and Jody kind of being those like inside forward, playing kind of off of Khadija up top a little bit. That's what I think it kind of looked like, almost like the Amorim style, the 3-4-2-1. But yeah, that's how it basically was tactically. Bunny up front, the two dual number 10s, Jody off the left, Kiki off the right. Then you had Cameron right midfield, then left midfield, Spence and Primus lock in the middle, and the three at the back. Plummer was on the left side of that, Harris in the middle, and Naya Cardoza off the right. And to be totally honest, Cardoza ended up pushing up. So a lot of times it was like two in the back, and Cardoza was making the extra player in the midfield as well, pushing up on the wing, playing some good crosses into the box, eventually getting an assist on one of those crosses. So yeah, all in all, it was just like a good performance. There were times in the first half once we got those early goals, and I mean honestly, we got goals like over and over and over. So, but I think once we got like this fifth goal, there was a little spell in that first half where the rhythm dropped a little bit. Um, that was pretty obvious. I remember like thinking, okay, like something almost needs to happen for the girls to like get back into the seriousness of the game, because I think that was what was impressive about the first 11 minutes. Like they didn't give Dominica any time to think anything. They just literally blitzed them from the first minute, and they were very professional with it. The scoring, no mad celebration, just high five, boom, let's get the ball, go back. So I don't know if collectively they just said, listen, we know we're better than this team, let's just kill them. Or if the coach said, listen, goal difference might come into play, so let's make sure we're serious about just getting a lot of goals if we can. And that, I don't know what was said, but it just seemed like they were like out for goals. Even towards the end of the game, when Natasha Thomas scored her goal, she's getting the ball running back to spot, and I'm like, yo, all right. It's almost as if they wanted to break a record or set a record or something. And they definitely did it, 18-0. I think the last time I played Dominica, 10 years ago, it was 12-0. So, good to see that, so many times against a lot of these Caribbean nations in men's football, it's like we look back at some of the history of some of the results and we beat them up a lot and this and that. But nowadays you see us playing them and it's like, yeah, we can't really do it. We can't really do it. So it's good to see that we're getting better against the team, 18-0 as opposed to 12 from 10 years ago now. So yeah, that was great to see. But the goals were flying in. Plummer got the first one. That was from a Blackwood assist, and that was basically after I think it was a short corner and just terribly defended by Dominica. Cross came in, and I think Jody tried a flick, didn't quite come off, and then Plummer was there behind her to tap it in for the 1-0. Then Bonnie Shaw got a goal. I think that was a header. I think it was a header from Jody Brown assist. Van Zanten then scored a nice goal to make it 3. Jody Brown got her first to make it 4, and then Primus had a nice shot from outside the box to make it 5. Kiki got her second goal after dribbling to 3-4 players. Got a little bit lucky, but you can't score if you don't shoot. And they gave her that one. No, that wasn't that goal. So this goal was a good build-up that Kiki just took away. This is the one that we thought Kiki might have gotten the goal, but yes, it was going off target, so it was rightly our own goal. And that made it, I think, 7 at that point. 35th minute, Jody again made it 8. This time the cross from Cardoza. I said she was pushing up a lot on that right-hand side just because we had so much of the ball. Then Bonnie scoring her second, assisted by Kiki. Kanya Plummer got an assist after that, playing through Bonnie Shaw along the ground. Something that I feel like when we play even better teams, that's something I would want to see more. Like, I feel like whenever we play those teams that are are better than us, We almost abandoned trying to find Bunny's feet. We just always kick it for something for it to chase. But if you can just have enough possession for a second to move the defenders up a bit and even have the opportunity to play a direct pass to Bunny Shaw all along the ground, you'd be surprised how much success you can get even against the better teams. So, that's something that I would love for them to look at that goal and say, yo, how can we get Bunny in that? How can we get that ball to Bunny more? You know? Because yeah, I like how Plummer just find her direct, was able to pin the defender, make the turn to one side. And once she's serious about finishing, she's gonna finish a chance like that. And I said that for a reason. Denisha Blackwood now, as remember, it's 10-0, I think, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10-0 at halftime. 11-0 when Denisha scored this one. Jody Brown played a nice pass through to Blackwood. Once she took the touch, she was in. She finished it after missing an easy chance right before that. When triple sub was made halftime, I should say this. Becky came off, give Sydney a run out. Shania Hills came on for Kiki. Some people weren't so happy with that sub, but look, at that point, just give players a run, and we do want to see Shania run up on them as well. And then Buckley came on for Tiffany Cameron at halftime. Shania Buckley recently recently announced that she was going to be transferring to FSU, and Florida State is now in the semifinals of the national championship. That's why some of our potential players in this squad weren't able to be there. Their team just keeps winning the NCAA, so they can't play for Jamaica just yet. Somebody was saying college over country. This thing is mad. But look, to be totally honest, this game, if it was the W championship and them have they had a match, the match basically that's going to be a winner go to the World Cup match, because once you make the semifinals, you make the World Cup. So, yeah, I just feel like there's no need for them to leave FSU, stay, win national championship, blah, 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 and then you go pro or do whatever you're doing, because that's what happens after you leave FSU. Natasha Thomas came on. I had her in my starting lineup, but she never got the nod. Bunny Shaw came off after 69 minutes after she got her hat trick. And after she got her hat trick. So, and then in the 73rd, Jelia McPherson came on for Atlanta Primus. Second time now, or maybe even the third time now, we have seen Jelia get a game and not play in the defensive role, playing midfield. So that's an interesting one. I wonder if the coach really sees that as somewhere she can play, even when we're playing like better opposition. I think in these W qualifiers, we might get a chance to answer that, because I do think there are some teams in the group that are definitely better than this team. So we'll see what the squad looks like again moving forward, because one thing, it looks to be like we know that core senior group of players, if they're fit and healthy, they're probably going to be in the squad. But yeah, it's also the first time in a long time I can remember Jamaica women national team playing a game and neither of the Swaby sisters play. Like, neither one of them played. That was very strange, watching Jamaica and neither one of them played. Jody Brown, I think that was her hat-trick goal. Yep, the cross from Buckley. By this time, Buckley had gotten her first goal, a good through pass by Jalia, who had come on. Natasha Thomas got her first goal of the day. Another assist from Jalia crossing. Good jump and header by Thomas. Then Thomas got another goal from a Buckley assist. Then Blackwood scored in the 89th. Assist by Natasha Thomas. Shania Hales got on the score sheet finally. Good chip, good little dink pass over by Spence. And Hales finished to the far post, actually to the near post. And Shaniel Buckley ended off the game with a brace. Another assist from Natasha Thomas. And that's how this one ended up 18-0. So Jamaica really having a few spells of a lot of goals from the 80th minute until the ref blew it off. Jamaica scoring 7 more. That's crazy. You know, they scored that 11th, and we thought maybe they would get to 20, 25. But yeah, it was a long stretch from the 51st minute all the way to the 80th minute. Jamaica couldn't get on the score sheet, and there were ample opportunities. You know, Bonnie squandered the chance to get about 6 goals in the game. Jody Brown had a hat trick, probably could have had another 2. Let's see, who else was guilty? Denisha Blackwood, before scoring her goal, miss a easy goal. Right before that, Buckley could have had another assist. So yeah, there was a bit of wastefulness in the second half, but boy, can you really beat them? 18-0. I may have said them was wasteful, but I'm wicked. Boy, I'm wicked. They struggle against lower teams. So I was saying I'm not convinced that the playing style and starting 11 is the I see. No overs now. Imagine the reggae boys get all the attention and hype, but keep disappointing. But the reggae girls are treated like stepchildren. Yeah, man. We try to put an end to it, man. Bunny is the best striker in the world right now. She's at about 20. She was at about 25% today. That's tough. The girl from Barcelona, bad, but just win up the top striker or Ballon d'Or, whatever she just win. She bad. Macario, tough. Bunny up there though. I don't think she's the best striker in the world right now though. But she's like top 5, I think. Maybe even top 3. She could potentially lead her team into a 3rd straight World Cup as well. Yeah, that would be big. That would be big on the whole, best ever. He wouldn't do it though. First of all, I don't think he likes planes very much. Yeah, I don't think he would do it. We're gonna see the same Jody Brown against better teams like we always see with Cephas. Yo, hopefully, I think Jody, for a time at FSU, it looked like she might have, I don't know, bro. The last few times Jody play like a good team, it don't look good. But let's see. And I write her off still. She getting more up, but she gone Marseille. She was at Benfica, so she getting chances. I mean, in terms of the type of clubs that she has been at, we can't compare her with Cephas. Because Benfica women team is very good right now, and Marseille is not one of the better teams in the women's league. That's true. But the French league is one of the better leagues in the world in women's football. So yeah, she should do her. I mean, in the grand scheme of football in the world, she should do her thing. I think Bonnie won a league cup with City. Okay. Yeah, I knew she won something. I couldn't remember what trophy though. How many go through to the World Cup? 4. And then there's a chance for 2 playing like what we are playing. Touchdown Auburn. Ooh, let's go. I don't like Auburn, but just like see team get beat, where is the favorite, Chelsea keeps her out every time, yeah. Player that stood out for me is Harry. She was the director of the orchestra and also made crisp passes. Yo, brother, one at a time, I see her play a pass down the left to Den, and there was like no space for the ball to go there. She just drop it over the girl head and just boop, and then jump and chase it and say, blow. Yo, look at them. At them pass the king, I try to play to see if I can't do it, But I tell him. But yeah, me did up on JD stream Shirley and I say, yo, Tiana Harris a big baller, And JD, JD with him style, him think me I talk about, something else. I was actually saying the girl is a big baller. I remember when her name first came up, go research, I'm gonna see what she play and watch her play a team, but then get like 8 love, 9 love. I say, yo, if this girl never played, them would I get 18. So, like, I make sure I watch a game where all I see her do a defend. I say, nah, man, this girl, because remember, as much as we love Chantel, Allison, I always said, yo, them need at least to be challenged in the squad. Just, if they're not on form, if they haven't been playing for club, there's at least another option at the level, And this Harris girl, me did say it. I said, listen, in the long run, she gonna push one of them two. Don't be surprised if she get in there. And another thing that it might do, people, and we saw it today, and I don't know if it's just because we're playing like this opposition, but Jamaica look good with the back three. Harris, as Mal said right, so Harris organize the orchestra, deal with it. You have Plummer, right? She's not playing left back, so it's not, you don't have to use your left foot all the time. You can kind of get it to your right foot and you can kind of work around not being left footed. And then Naya, you see that she can give you both. So you put her in a role where if she go up, you still have the coverage of Plummer and Tiana there. So I think even against better opposition, this is something that he needs to explore. Happy to see Jamaica team looking confident again, and you could see the chemistry between the players. I think getting 3 more quality players in this squad, Jamaica can become a dangerous team. Kiki can also play midfield. She have power in them legs. She get hard. The school tycoon. How much is too much goals? Is there a too much though? I don't know, brother. Maybe me just wicked. But if me can give a team 100, may I try. Jason, maybe we can trim Bunny and some of the other Reggae Girlz and put them on the reggae ball. Yo, but Jamaica team already have beard locks people, brother. Enough to trim. Bless up Rockfort. Can see we miss Shiv. Off subject, but I like what Kyle Butler is doing at Vauxhall, beating Georges 3-1 today. Yeah, that's a good win. That's a good win. That is a good win. Yeah, man, she fast, bro. One at a time, them, I think it's not the goal enough, because she show some speed for that too. But next time, Jaylia play a next through pass, and the way how she just run. Destiny Powell is the needed 10. Yo, the Destiny, I just want Destiny to take a similar part to Buckley. Get out of Jamaica, go junior college if you have to, and then work your way to a D1. Same type of thing. That way you can work on every part of you. You can get better with the interviews, your confidence, get more structure in your training regimen. I'm going to bulk you up as well, get in the gym. Good development that. Yeah, man. Destiny, do that. Take my foolish advice. Shout out to the Jamaica basketball team for beating number 5 Puerto Rico. Big win, Rob Smith. Big win. At the buzzer. You mean? Up, Corey, what go on? When is our next game and against who? Very good question. That boy now work with me on the segue them tonight, None of them look good versus good team. Jodie scored important goal for Jamaica since she has 16. Rob Smith, nobody now beat Jodie. Lord of mercy. You ready to beat people? Still think Jodie not good enough for Jamaica team. Damn. Some rap come out brawling right under the comment. What I'm saying is every time I watch Brown play, she doesn't do the simple things like in a game I saw her bring the ball and the players onto her teammate. Well, all right. So DJ Giggs, I'm glad they said that. Because you see the goal where Blackwood score, I don't think I ever see Jodie Brown play a pass like that. Where she dragged back the ball just to freeze the defense. And before she even put her foot down again, she just passed the ball. And you see, without that drag back thing, maybe the defender kind of read it and slide a little more towards Denisha so she could have tackled her when she get the ball. But that little intricate thing, I say, I never see Jodie Brown do that Like I see her do that type of thing when she go and dribble. Like that little added skill before the pass. Trust me. It was very subtle, but me notice it. Yeah, man. But me agree, she needs to do the simple things more in the game. That is true. That is true. But I just like that today she took the headed goal really well. And she took the volley goal, it was a home goal, but still the technique was very good and she controlled the volley. Yeah, I really like it. Harris is a killer in the back. My rookie coach Butler beat him, Jaja. Yeah, man, talent, a talent. Okay, she's at Daytona. Lovely, 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 lovely. Yo, hey, them will break that out her, man. And not even that she can't do that, because them not gonna take it all the way out her. But yeah, them will say, yo, them will teach her more about when to do it. Because Destiny Powell does have a tendency to just do a lot of things and be in the same spot. That me can't take with her sometimes. Like, yes, me see you step over the ball and go back the other way and look like I could pass the ball and drag it back and go the other way. But guess what? After your four things where you just do, you don't leave this 5 yard radius. You just did a circle. And you never advance the ball. What have you really done? Make the crowd go, oh, 3, 4 times. Didn't help us though. But yeah, that's great that Destiny is at Daytona too. Because you know who was watching Daytona. If FSU is watching, all them schools watching. So she'll have to do her thing. She'll be all right. Yeah, so these are the players that started. And then again, halftime, the subs were Buckley, Snyder, and Shania Hills. And Buckley and Hills got on the score sheet, 2 for Buckley, 1 for Hills. And then later in the game now, Bonnie came off, Natasha Thomas came on. She had 2 goals, 2 assists as well. And then McPherson came on and got 2 assists late in the game as well. So everybody pretty much contributed. I don't think, yes, Spence got an assist. I don't think Tiffany got one in the first half though. Naya got an assist. Kiki 2 goal with I think 3 more assists or 2 more assists. Yeah, man, everybody put in something. Plummer got an assist and a goal. Then got 2 goal, I think 2 assists or 1 assist at least. I think Harris, the orchestra leader, never quite. I don't think she got any assists in the game. And I'm pretty sure that nobody got any. No Jamaican keeper had to make a save. So you see the possession stats 80-20. You see the success rate in the duels, the aerials were dominated as well. We're offside 3 times, we won 9 corners, they didn't have any. You see the passing discrepancy. Jamaica, you see that? Jamaica women's team with 33 long pass. Jeez, yo, that deserve a next clap. Everybody clap for the 33 long passes in the game. Even Whisper did the same madness, and some people think that he was the best player in the recent squad. Yeah, man, it don't take a lot to endear yourself, No matter what kind of madness you do. Bunny worked hard for Jody to get the hat trick. Bunny really did play. What him say 25% today? Yeah, second gear. She never fouled out a second gear. The passing accuracy, not bad. Against a team like this, though, I even love to see it in the 90s, But yeah, 88 is close enough. I like the high percentage in opponents half, though. You want that anything over 80 for that is good. 30 crosses on a day, them never even get a cross. Jeez, half of them connect. That's not bad, 15 out of 30. Not bad at all. All right, attack. We had 45 shots, 22 on target. So it's not terrible. 7 outside the box, 38 inside. 48.9 shooting accuracy. Tackle success rate. 33 clearance. Jeez. No yellows. That's good. I don't want no meaningless in an 18 love game. The last thing you want to see is your players getting cards. But it was clean for both teams. So 18-0. What can you say? What can you say? All right, so let's take a look at the matches. I just want to, so them can don't have a breakdown. No? So you said I'm gonna show me everything. Mexico say, how much you get? How much you get? Mexico dropped 14 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 before the half and 9 in the second half. Whew. Corral. Hold on. How much goal this girl score? 1, 2, 3, 4. She come off now. 5, 6, 7. Yo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7. I wasn't sure how many of those ball was hers. So to score 1 and she scored 7. Oh my. Well, I think the golden boot. I have to take the golden boot from Corral, man. 7 goal Corral, boss. I see the first half hat trick, but I never know so she go on when the game are done. So 14 them drop. Couldn't quite get to the 18. Costa Rica, this was a tough one for them. 2-1. Karani James. And then we have games tomorrow. Curacao, Panama, Belize, Haiti. Then what's that? Monday, Barbados, Trinidad, Puerto Rico, and St. Lucia. Should be a good one. Guyana, Nicaragua. That's the game that I will be watching right there. These are the two teams, like I say, I think gonna pose. If any teams pose a threat to us, I think these will be the two. Because I've seen the other team play that Nicaragua beat Antigua, and I think Jamaica should handily deal with them as well. I don't think they're gonna be as poor as Dominica was, or as easy to deal with as Dominica was, but I think they'll be a little bit below Guyana and Nicaragua though. Guatemala, Bermuda, then Tuesday, Cuba, St. Kitts Nevis, Dominican Republic versus Suriname. That should be a good one. El Salvador, Honduras. That should be another good one. Guyana, Dominica. I think. And so the last one this window is El Salvador, Honduras. Now, where is the standing? So early days yet. Some groups don't even play yet, but Mexico, you saw them obviously top the table 14-0. US Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico yet to play, but they will play before this window is over. Jamaica, Nicaragua with the win so far. Guyana, Nicaragua play on Monday. Antigua and Dominica play in this window as well, I think. And you have Bermuda and Costa Rica with the wins. Bermuda with a bigger win, so they're on top of the group. Guatemala enter before the window close. Suriname and Dominican Republic, that should be a good one. And then Haiti, they will play very shortly as well. Aruba got the win in the only game so far in Group E and Group F to get started before this window close as well. But somebody had asked me who and when will play again. So let me just show you real quick. Jamaica doesn't play again until the following window. You see the 26th, you see the matchups. That's Guyana, Dominica, that's our group B. February 27, some more games. 28th. And we get into March 1st, and that's where you'll find Nicaragua and Jamaica. So that's the next matchup. Don't have the times yet, but we know the date. So March 1st. And just like this window, Jamaica will only have one game in the February/March window at the end of February, start of March. Yeah, quite sad. Wish we could have played more than one. We'll have two games in the April window though, and I'll show you those in a second. So April 8th will be the start of that window. And Jamaica will start out at home against Antigua. And in fact, both games in this window for Jamaica will be at home. And the second one will be the final game of the group stage for Jamaica, and it will be on the 17th against Guyana at home again. So long international break. There'll be, from April 9th to April the 17th, and on that date, and maybe even before, based on results, Jamaica could be already qualified for that W championship, where when you get there, it's literally one game and you're in. One game and you're in. So this is a stretched out process, people. I know we're probably really happy about the result today and everything, and would have loved to see another game for the Reggae Girls before they go back to their respective clubs. But sadly, the way that the schedule was worked out, some teams only have one game in the window. Now, if Jamaica was really, really on it, then would I say, yo, we'll have the girls together. Let's organize a friendly with a team that maybe don't have work. But yeah, I don't think we're really thinking about none of that right now. But those are the things that I think separate us from really going another level, just going above and beyond to make sure we're doing everything to prepare this team, because I think they deserve it, I really do. Barring injury, Natasha has made a good case for herself, not only for the goals, but the movement. Yeah, Natasha looks sharp, really, really sharp. Quicker off the ball, quicker off the mark, This team would destroy Liverpool 12. Nicholson team is playing and I'm don't in the squad. Yeah, this is the second time. It's the second time that happened, like this week. As a matter of fact. Because them just win a game 3-0. I said, John Star. Just win a game 3-0 in the first leg of this playoff something against Tigers. And now them are play the return leg. And he wasn't in the squad for that game. And I'm not even in the squad for this one either. So yeah, I'm done with him, brother. It's clear. Maybe him did send out a message and say, if me never kick a ball for Tuana again, me alright. I don't know. Did he do that? The issue I have, we should be more constant with intensity when playing lesser teams. Yeah, look, I think man from Portland is not easy. It's not easy when just psychologically when you know you're much better than a team, like it's not easy to keep the intensity. It's just not. It's human nature. I think what helps that is when you inject new people on the field that haven't been crushing the other team and them just want to crush them. And you saw that when Thomas came on, it was a different energy. When Jalia came on, it was a different energy. Guyana and Nicaragua will determine if we win the group. Basically, if that result kind of go a certain way, based on what we upon after that, yeah, we could have win the group before even the last day. Still to come is Alison Swaby, Soleil Washington, Cameron Simmons, Mimi Van Zanten. Yeah, very true. Very true. I think Bosa's time in Mexico is coming to an end very shortly. I agree. How many positions can Hales play? I think she plays anywhere across the front three. Left wing, right wing, central forward. Can play support striker too. Or second striker. Soleil is gonna be a defining factor in the Jamaica team. Yeah, man. She's a super talent, man. I mean, she was National Player of the Year in the US in the the most competitive, highest rank, academy league in the United States. So, I mean, yeah, she's a big time player, bro. Big time, like huge. I think Boza's career is one where the player will have some regrets when it's all over, and fans will be shaking their heads thinking what might have been. Well, that story has been written so many times already, so you'd love for him to break the cycle, You'd love that. 5 goals this season already. I mean, you shouldn't say already, though. Season almost done. I think Saleh will probably tell you she wish not wish, but she was hoping she could have more goals this season. Atlanta, Georgia youth. Remember. What is going on here? Two goals, two assists. Georgia. Oh, this is just regular season. So I don't have the tournament games. No. I refuse to believe she's not playing in the tournament. Academic All District. Yo, let me see who met that. Of course, me know say one of the yard of them are gonna make that. Soleil, how you mean? The all academic team. That my love to see. Things you like to see. That is it. Yeah, she start 9 out of 18 game. So we are talk about. If I Soleil I talk about, I just a look on the stats. You want to put it on the screen? Watch this. Read this. Stats on the season. The only thing is it doesn't look like they are showing the way name there. It doesn't look like they're showing it doesn't look like they're showing the what do you call it? National championship games, like the most recent ones. Because the last game them I show is when them did play Georgetown. I know them play unless she just never play in the game yesterday or the game on the 20th or the 14th, which me not think is possible. She play all the other game them just about, so I'm confused. But yeah, if you're talking about Soleil, she play 18 games, she start 9. She scored 2 goals and had 2 assists. She played 842 minutes based on this. So I don't know. As long as the coach don't think it has to go down to the last day like McLaren, you see it. I don't want to hear no foolishness about this one and that one were on yellows and the Guyana game was the game that we need. Yo, no, please. Haven't seen Washington play in a while. What's your thoughts on her overall game? Would you say she improves? I wouldn't say she improved, honestly. If I'm being totally honest with Washington, I thought she would be more of a like vital cog in FSU at this point. Last year when she came in, the team was loaded and she was getting minutes as a freshman. So I was only thinking, okay, sophomore season, some of those girls that were kind of taking your minutes away are gone. But the problem is Florida State retooled, and Florida State just had some older girls already there too in the system that just take off, So the hope is like with her being a junior next year, it's like her time, and she's a vital part of it. I do think that the injury that she suffered towards the middle part of the freshman season really kind of knocked her confidence a little bit, and I don't think she really fully get back all the confidence from before. So once she kind of get over that, I think she needed this season to just kind of play and stay fit and keep playing, and I think she will come good again, because based on the trajectory of what I saw from her as a freshman, I was just assuming that she would make that step in this season, because last year she had 6 goals, 2 assists as a freshman, and she started 16 out of the 17 games she played. So to me, that would I'm just thinking, okay, she's gonna go from stride to stride in this program because she was such a vital part as a freshman. But sometimes I saw it go. Yeah, man, you're a good DJ. What happens to Washington? She's still playing? Yeah, man, she's still playing Portland. Sometimes you have to wonder if an NFL demand them are playing the MLS. Yo, bro, it's a rough, trust me, some big kick up thing. True attack. True attack, but that's some rotted kick up in them game them more while, man. All right, so let's take a look at what Bonnie and Busby had to say. Let's give a little reaction. What am I doing in my life? All right, here we go. Courtesy of JFF Live. All right, there we go. Here we go. Let's share the screen. Bless up, Travis. Oh, go on. Me know say Reggae Girlz on the way a thing there, but maybe it needs to be. Yeah, me not join the JFF Live people. Me not hide and talk. JFF need for overs that mans don't just have income for dash way. If you not provide nothing for me $9.99, I refuse.
The focus the entire week was making sure that we got the 3 points. On top of that, we wanted to build on our performance, and credit to the players. They went out there and had a business performance today, and obviously led by our captain, Bunny here, went out there and executed the plan. So yeah, job done.
This matchup today, what does that mean for you as a country?
I think every time we put on the colors, it's an honor. And this is the start of the qualifiers, and we wanted to firstly focus on ourselves as always. And I think we did a very professional performance today. And yeah, I'm sure the fans and people back home would appreciate it right now, especially that they're going through a difficult time. So yeah.
The attacking unit, commendable, look very sharp. Either of you can answer this question. Is that always the level of play you expect from this team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously led by our senior group and our captain. The standard has been set, and so we come out here, we want to ensure that in each and every performance, when these players put on their shirt, they know what's expected. Really pleased with the young ones who've come on as well in this game. in terms of them understanding what's required as well. So yeah, overall, it was just, as you said, it was a really good, it's a business trip. And we came here to make sure that we got the 3 points.
Thank you. Despite the win, of course, there are always areas for improvement. And what would that be following this game?
Yeah, I think obviously, when you start to get up in the game, the rhythm and the tempo slows down a bit. So it's a little bit normal. But I would say for the first 15 and 20 minutes, it was really good. As you continue, to the scoreline increases, the level naturally sort of drops off and intensity drops off. But I think overall, we want to play with a speed and a tempo and a rhythm. So I think at times during the game, those things naturally drop. So not so much as a criticism, but we wanted to be able to play at a certain level throughout 90 minutes. So, but overall, it was a really good performance.
And from your standpoint, Khadija, when you overall pleased, people sometimes see a victory and automatically assume that everything went how you wanted it. From a senior standpoint and the captain, what are some of the things you want to?
Yo, Gigs, I don't think anybody else was in the room. Come in hear no other voice but this lady voice.
See as we continue for the third point.
I think for us as a group, we have to maintain the standard despite whatever team we play. And like I said earlier, we had a professional performance, but I think we scored a lot of goals, but we could have had more goals, being more clinical. And I think that's something that we are going to have to work on. And yeah, but for me coming in, it's been a while since I've been here. So I think, I'm just trying to learn, trying to get familiar with the new faces and trying to get back in the rhythm. But I think overall as a team, there's always room for improvement. And I think what we do on the ball is important as what we do off the ball as well. So we just have to keep going.
Like you said, you've been out for a minute. And what a way for you to return, share those personal emotions, doing well for your club, which is awesome. The nation is proud of you. And, stepping into a team with senior and newcomers to this level. Share how you're feeling.
Yeah, I think to captain this team to, what we've been 2 World Cups now and we're hunting for the third. I think for me, it's a privilege and it's an honor to lead the girls out. But I think we also have a lot of leaders within the group, which definitely helps playing at a very high level. So when we come in, it's not just one person, it's a group. And I think that's what translates throughout the team. So I think we just pick each other up when we're not on it and, commend each other when we're on it. And I think today, as you can tell by the goals that we've scored, we were clinical, but I think in terms of areas to improve, we could be even more clinical.
The most important thing is we've got players coming.
You say we, but you could have been more clinical. You could have scored as much as the Coral girl and get the golden boot. Sure. Bunny, all right. How much goal Bunny should have scored, people? Put in the comment section. How much goal Bunny should have scored today? She scored a hat-trick, but how much she should have scored?
From all over the globe. So the quickest we can get them into one location, deal with the jet lag, deal with them getting acclimated to the different, in some cases, climate now, even though we're, the Jamaican bird coming in, most of them are spending time in Europe. So we have to adjust to that. But the players come in, they hit the ground running. They're good pros. They know what the task is. And so getting them together, making sure, I would have to commend our medical staff and our high performance team. We do a really good job of looking after these players and they should be commended as well. But the players come in with the right attitude from day one. They hit the ground running and that carries us and propels us into performances like this afternoon. Right now, our only focus is Nicaragua. That's next on the...
Yo, them cut out part for real because here, this is a different person now.
That's the next game up, match day 2, and that's our focus, and we didn't look past this game. This was the game that we had to get our campaign started. This is done. Obviously, we'll enjoy it with the group this evening, and then come tomorrow, we turn the page, and our focus is on Nicaragua come March 2nd, and that's the approach that we've been taking, and that's the approach these players have, and we turn the page, and that's our focus. So we're not looking past anything other than getting to Manag and looking to not just get the performance, but obviously making sure we get a good win as well.
Yeah, so clearly there was some other parts of that press conference that we never got to see. because we heard like a question, but it was cut off. So I don't know what the question that was asked at the end. But look, 18-0, can't really nitpick too much on what we saw. The golfing class was obvious, but again, too many times with Jamaican teams, we see them play teams inferior to them, and they don't, you leave yourself thinking, boy, we should be way better than that team. But today, I don't think there was any doubt, which team was the far, far, far superior team. So kudos to the girls. And we could just, hey, we do this when the boys play, don't we? And it's never really a good look for most of the ratings. But let's just give our ratings for today. So the two goalkeeper them, Becky and Sydney, I'll give them a 6. Only because that's the standard score. If you don't make a mistake, you don't do anything great, you get a 6, right? So can't give them no more than a 6. They never have to do anything. No saves in 90 minutes. But them keep a clean sheet. So 6 it is. Backline. So Plummer, assist, goal. Never had to defend, but she did something attacking. So we'll say Plummer get a 8. Harris, I'm going to give Harris a 7. Even though she never did nothing, you can see, the 33 long passes, that had a lot to do with she. She never decided to go long. If she did, it was like a directed, driven pass somewhere. It wasn't a hit and hope. So Harris, almost like an extra point because I just knew and I just like you. So 7. But if they can call me bias. So that's the first 3 players. The other player on the back line, Cardoza, can remember one wayward cross, but other than that, solid. I think she got 2 assists in the end. So yeah, I'll give Cardoza a little more than Harris, the 8. Moving up the field now. Let's see. Denden. What am I giving Denden today? Still had her little moments. My father text me a message about her as well today. But I've always said, look, I get the frustration with her, but I do feel like because she does have a burst of pace, and I know pace is not the end all be all, but one thing I noticed about her on that left side especially, can't really do much when she stop the ball and push it and stop the ball. Like you're not going to keep up with her. So if she can just do that, replicate that, whip the ball in, because she have a good left foot with the service, it can work. I just never like her playing defensively. That's the only thing. It's good where she played today though, because she don't have that much defensive duty in terms of like holding the line with a back four or anything like that. And I think she needs space to be effective. So the deeper she can pick up the ball on that wing and be able to change her pace and drive with it, yeah, it's helpful to her. So today, then I'll give you 8 as well. Cameron on the other wing, I think she'll probably look back and say, boy, she could have contributed more to that first half. So I'm gonna say Tiffany gets a 6 as well. Then we have Drew Spence. I think only reason she gets a 7 is because she never get that stat to boost it up. But I think Drew Spence, honestly, she should get a 7. Harris was the orchestrator for the defense line. Spence was the orchestrator for the midfield. Primus, as always, hardworking, put in a shift, scored a good goal as well. So I'll give her the 8 today. Kiki, only 45 minutes, but it was brilliant for the 45. Another 8 for Kiki. I really, really like this player. I think the more and more she grows in stature in the national team, I think the more we're going to see from her. She has been like the shining light when we played some of these big dog teams and get killed. You can look to her as somebody that just doesn't look overawed by the opposition. So that she's a player where the things you see her doing against this team, it can translate, because I see her do it against them other teams too. So Kiki gets an 8 for today. So now the two number, so that's one of the number 10s today. The other number 10 was Jody Brown, and Jody Brown for me gets a 8 as well. And she had the hat trick, so she had more output than Kiki, but Jody still in the run up play. I would love for her to, like, even against a team a game like today, she was one of the few players that was getting caught on the ball, poked away from her. You know, just want her to move it that beat quicker. And when she does it, she can't really be stopped against this type of team because she's so quick, have good balance, good change of direction when she's running with the ball. So yeah, she's a problem for a team like this. But sometimes Jody just need to know, okay, I've that mental clock, All right, I haven't found the opening yet. Okay, move it and move again. You know, that's all, Jody. Yeah, please. All right, so Kiki, Jody, now Bunny. John Star. Bunny, hat trick to, you know. Assist as well to, you know. But should have been more, just like Jody. So when I get Bunny the 9, I give her the 8 too. My kind of hard, but Jano, the team. All right, so who came on at halftime? We give Sydney a score already. Buckley, yo, bro, Buckley deserved 8 too. Buckley did her thing today. Better decision making in a lot of these instances when we see. So I like that. Future bright going FSU. Love that. Who else came on at halftime? Buckley. Oh, Shania Hills. Little quieter. But you can see the talent. She got a goal in the end, which I was happy for. So she get a 7. Then we had Thomas. Thomas came on. Thomas, me I give her a 9. The energy where she brings to the game when she come on, you can only imagine if that energy was over 90 minutes. She maybe would have get the 7 goal like the Mexican girl. But she had, I think, 4 goal contribution when she came on. 2 goals, 2 assists. So yeah, man, she did her thing. And then the last sub was McPherson, and she as well. She came on and had 2 goal contribution late in the game. So I'm going to give her a 8 as well. So lots of 8s, no 10s, but a lot of 8s. 1-9 for Thomas, who, even though she only played 21 minutes plus stoppages, I gave her my woman of the match or player of the match. Right? So yeah, that's my little player ratings, people. For all the players. Just put it in the comment section. So if you're watching this on the replay, just hit that live chat replay. You can see my score prediction, or not predictions, my player ratings for the girls today in that 18-0 game against Dominica. But we have to be mindful that this group will not play out like the game today throughout the whole thing. Remember the Jamaica group. We started out the group 4-0 over Bermuda. I would say, yo, this is it. We just might do something and get to this World Cup. And yeah, now we have to wait for the Intercontinental playoffs, because what we thought we were going to do, we were not able to do, right? So we are where we are, people. But the Reggae Girlz, nothing like that for them. They are where we want to see them. And yeah, the future looking okay. You know, we have, as people said earlier, we have players to come in. You know, I know there are a few more players that I've heard about as well that we might be able to get into the ranks that we have been looking at for a little while. So that's some other news that will kind of stay below the surface for now. We don't want to load up nothing. But yeah, let's just say that, you know, oh, I forgot to mention this. So somebody mentioned it before, that the difference between when we faced, because remember, people, Dominica was our first away opponent in this World Cup campaign we just played. And if you remember, going into that window, we had the World Cup qualifiers first, then we had the Copa America, I believe it was, to play in. right after. And the thinking was, okay, we need to give the players that play in the top leagues in Europe a little extra time before forwarding, because we know we're going to use them in the Copa America as well, right? And I remember at the time just not understanding the logic behind that type of thought process, because okay, this would have been what, 2000 and, when did this start, 24? Yeah, this would have been 2024, exactly, right before the Copa America. And we played Rep, we played Dominica. Now, the Jamaica team that started against Dominica that day, Jamali Waite, who had to play because Blake was injured, Greg Lee, Richard King, Deshaun Bernard, Lemby Kisa. So the back four, fine. You know, that's basically almost the back four in the last game we play. Besides Bernard, who obviously injured right now, couldn't play. All right, Anderson starting in midfield, right? Anderson started in midfield. Bobby Reed, Casey Palmer, Kaheem Dixon started, Shamar Nicholson, and Cephas. So look at that. Bobby Reed, Cephas, Nicholson, Dixon. All those players were on the field basically at the end of the Curacao match. Right? Now, that starting lineup might not sound so crazy, but listen to who came off the bench and the other players on the bench. Michael Hector came on for Bernard at halftime. Deshane Beckford came on for Cephas at halftime. Alex Marshall came on for Kaheem Dixon. Daniel Johnson came on for Bobby Reed. And Adrian Reed Jr. came on for Corey Anderson in the 89th minute. They had Nana Lowe on the bench, Gadale Irvin, Tavon Gray, Kevin Lambert, and Devante Campbell. And remember, this team was as a result of, you know, the thinking was, let's not overdo it with some of the players that are abroad and whose, you know, seasons would have ended pretty soon before this game, which was on June the 9th, right? So pretty soon, but not necessarily out of the realm of possibility. Most seasons would have been done like the 23rd or the 30th, the latest. So you would have had like a week or so to prepare in terms of time after the season ends. And, you know, a lot of teams had games in that June window. And yeah, we just decided that, well, I don't know if we decided, but it was just kind of stated that those players would need the break. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? You know, at the time, Casey Palmer and Bobby Reed would have been playing seasons that would have just ended. So I don't know how for some it was this big deal, and then for others it wasn't. And I'd have to figure out why that was the case. But yeah, that's what we were told. So basically, we're playing Dominican Republic. We're playing Dominica. Let's try to pick, you know, a solid 11 to 13 players, and the rest, who really cares? You know, the other guys can just come when it's Copa America time. And, you know, 1-0, 3-2 is what we ended up winning. Now, when Jamaica plays Dominica today, you don't think that, you know, they could have said to Man City, oh, you know, just to as a you know, to let you know that we understand the situation that Bonnie's in, you know, don't bother send her this time, you know, because it's just Dominica, you know. But no, the women's team, the coach, everybody, them pick everybody who is of it, them pick every single person that them want in them team, them pick them. Them pick them from 1 down to 21 in this case, because or 22 now, because I think Leah Brooks came to the party. So, and that's the difference. There was no down tools done by the Reggae Girlz today. Bonnie Shaw. Well, a man in the comment section said tonight, Bonnie Shaw. Bonnie Shaw. Bonnie Shaw is one of the top strikers in the world. A man says she is the best in the world, which I don't agree with, but that's another day. She played against Dominica. Mexico play what them name just now. Give them 14. Right? And over here, just get signed for a bag of money. She's out there playing. Soto, biggest baller, young baller with them have. She's out there. Everybody's playing them top team. Everybody. And it's just good to see. It's refreshing to see a reggae, I shouldn't even say reggae, to see a Jamaican team just putting out the best team regardless of who they play. I say, I don't care. Una play. Becky Spencer, yeah, play. You know, everybody I play. Drew Spence, Tottenham. I don't care where you play today against Dominica in this game. So yeah, it's just we need to adapt the same thing with the reggae boys. Like, we have a game, we don't care if the team will win a game in years. We want to see the player them we're going to play against USA, playing against US Virgin Islands. Yes. You need to work out how to do something in every type of football match. When a team play low block and just a defend, when you're up against it and you have to be in a mid to low block, let the team experience every kind of thing, everything, because you never know. Suppose a team beating us by 1, and the coach decide to go 5 at the back, 3 central defender, and him just a bunker. Those experiences against the US Virgin Islands with the personnel that play against the big teams, that might help in that moment. You never know what you're going to need in a football match. And that's why I think whenever you have the chance, with the way international football and club football is structured now, do not waste any windows telling fans that, oh, don't worry about it. Next window you can forward, or whatever the case is. Make it an imperative, brother. Every window. Whatever team you plan to play the number 1 team in FIFA with, call them when you're playing the 150th ranked team too. Trust me. That is best practice in international football, and that is what we don't ever do. So what ends up happening is people say, yo, we constantly are chop and change, and that's why we can't. But look at it. Are we really chopping and changing? But just read out the starting lineup from Dominica. And about 6 of the man them was in the game against Curacao almost a year and a half later. The same set of man them. Cephas, Bowser, Dixon, Richard King, Greg Lee, Lemby Kisa. The same man them. The same man them. So we don't really chop and change. We just can't, we cannot find ourselves doing the right things in all the situations that we encounter. And we're always trying to bring up some madness, and then that influences the changing of the people that might have been in the squad before. And even if the squad is not changed, if it's just the same type of squad every time, no consistency in the selection of the team sheet. I think the only game in this qualifying campaign that the striker in the system that we play started 2 games in a row was the first 2 of the campaign. Bermuda and Trinidad, when Bailey Cadamartri start both games. You see, after that, it was 1-1-1-1-1 for the last 4. No consistency there. But Blessings. Next up, it makes sense that Bonnie start playing with the team to develop some chemistry with the new players. These are sort of games suited for that purpose. Thank you. And we would have looked at it on the men's side and said, oh, it's not important that Damari Gray come and Leon Bailey or nobody that actually plays at the highest level because this team ain't at that level, so we don't need, no. As you say, confidence, chemistry. Sometimes people say, what can you get out of an 18-0? You know what you can get out of it? Confidence, seeing the ball going to goal constantly over and over and over again. It's a habit that you create mentally, seeing that happen. Not taking opponents lightly and making sure that you make that difference when you play them. And that's what they did today. So, look, it's one game in the window, so make the most of it. Score as many goals as you can. Build that camaraderie, build that chemistry. If you even look at the body language of Becky pre-game compared to how Bonnie was after the game, I was reading into the pre-match press conference like, yo, why it seems so strained? It seems just a little tense, The difference 18 goals make. Look how Bonnie there, look happy, talking about saying all the good things. When the man is saying that the medical team and high performance staff really take care of the girls, they need to be commended. Bonnie Shaw, and trust me, we know this girls team, right? They don't play poker at all. If them have something bothering them, Bonnie going to show it on her face. She going to make a face when the coach says something she don't agree with. It was none of that. She was just nodding and, anything the coach said, she was nodding and, you could see she was engaged and listening and saying, okay, we're on the same page here. And it wasn't sounding like that or looking like that with the Becky one. And the only difference that I can see is one was pre-winning 18-0 and one was after winning 18-0. So winning cures all. Trust me. However bleak it was looking, however it was looking like, oh, we're not meshing, blah, blah, blah. You win a game 18-0 and all of a sudden, it's like you guys have been playing for years together. So let's see what kind of knock-on effect it have. As I said, this team they play today is the worst team in the group based on me seeing almost everybody play. I haven't seen Guyana yet because I haven't played yet. So we'll find out Monday now if I can definitively say that Dominica is the worst team in the group. But yeah, I think I'm going to sit back and watch it. People, if you're interested, it is December the 1st. What time is that game? Should be on YouTube, CONCACAF, just like the Jamaica one was. Well, let me just get the game real quick. Why did it go to this again? Yeah, so December the 1st at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. Guyana, Nicaragua. That's the one that you need to look out for. Bless up Stets in our building. Big up yourself. Hope all is well with you, my G. Canada men's team was doing the same thing when they were building, beating those small teams. And look at them now. But Stets, you can call any team name. All of them do it. Because all of them realize what I just said. And that is, with each passing year, as the club structure and FIFA now has gotten, into the mix of making some kind of profit off of the club structure, the European club structure and its popularity with the Club World Cup. And also, not even European, that's unfair. The South American clubs following and the Asian clubs following, they have capitalized on that with this new revamped Club World Cup that Chelsea won. And that's just more games again. So less time again for the international calendar. So as the club game, it's an arms race to get all these clubs in all these competitions to maximize revenues. They basically at this point, I'm gonna lose my train of thought watching this damn football game. Pass interference, nice. First down. Okay, Auburn. Yeah, so damn, I lose my entire train of thought like a madman. Hold on. Yo, that's why YouTube are the best, you know. Cause I really want to finish the point I'm making. Hold on. When I listen to myself, I'm gonna say, it's horrible when people have to go back and watch the sim. Okay. Yeah, as the club game maximize them revenues, it just a cut out the international game little by little by little. So the window them a get shorter and all of that. So yeah, I just feel like you need to you need to maximize the time you get with the national team. It's imperative. Imperative. Jason, let me play devil's advocate. Maybe Bonnie Shaw wanted to be a politician after the game. Maybe, maybe. But again, I don't believe that this set of reggae girls are care about being politicians. They're just gonna be straight up and say, "Oh, me not like what on," or "This is good," or whatever. So yeah, I I don't think so. I don't think so. I think honestly that was genuine, and the genuineness is just being helped by the big result and the feel good factor and everything. You know, because to be honest, you know, even though the body language was poor, in my estimation, at times in that pre-match press conference, the actual utterances of Becky Spencer did not quite match her facial expression. Like she wasn't beating anything, and she said that in fairness, you know, the training's been good, it's been a good level, the professionalism, the way that they have been able to organize trainings, you know, she made sure to mention that because remember, you know, these are all things that they had issues with the coach that they to many people eyes unceremoniously got fired, or you know, basically he was forced to step down with all the backlash he was receiving. You know, a lot of the problems that they were saying had to do with like logistics and timing of training and recovery sessions and you know just everything, the whole aspects of like the professionalism of the running of the camp and all of that. And she made sure to mention how smoothly those things had been going. So yeah, I don't think it's a put on BM, to be honest. I don't think so. Because like I said, these girls have told you straight up when stuff is not good. So if they would just at this point, I feel like they would have made some kind of joke about something being wrong, or not joke, but they would have just like alluded to we have encountered some issues, but we've worked through them. There was none of that. So yeah, I don't see why they would be playing politician now when they have never done it before. That's all. Like they haven't set a precedent of being um you know, they haven't set that precedent. Anyway, look, I think just to close out the show, I just want to talk a little bit about the current coach, right? So um I just hope that you know whatever he had been dealing with in the past, that you know, look, all right, let me frame this the right way. I don't have any proof that the reason why um the coach Hubert Busby did not accompany the Reggae Girlz when they made their, I think what was it, 3 camps? I know 2 for sure. So the last 2 times they would have played in the United States, um, you know, that would have been the Mexico tour, which the games took place in the US, And then when they faced USA 2 months later, he hasn't been able to be on the sideline. Now, it was personal reasons for the Mexico tour, and I want to say the USA tour. I don't know. I can't remember if there was some kind of press release when that one happened, but he hasn't been able to go, right? And the thought is that it has something to do with what he was dealing with legally prior to him receiving the head coaching job with Jamaica. So, like I said, I don't have any proof that that is the reason, but one can glean and kind of try to figure out and decide what they think is the reason, and the plausibility of that is not so far-fetched, right? So it's a good, won't say good, it's a possibility that has something to do with why he hasn't been able to accompany the team. Now, we have a certain amount of time until we would have to play in the US, because I believe that the championships, the W championships, will be played in the US. I don't know that to be factual, but let's just say it is going to be there. What does that mean? What does our coaching staff look like? Is it just Dean Burton as the man after that, who some have mentioned in the comment section that he's not it at this current moment? I think that Becky might over the Jamaicans in the press conference asking about local players to me. Maybe, could be. I'm trying to remember. Did she ask up specifically about the local players in this press conference pre-match? I think she asked about Leah Brooks joining the goalkeeper thing, union. Batty boy fumbled. What a batty boy. Yo. After all of that, look like them are gonna do some historic something. Fumble to rotted. Yeah, man, them find a way to overdo it in that aspect for real sometime, man. But yeah, I just feel like the question marks just worry me, like I guess really at this point, there's really no need for him to come out and address that right now. But it is the elephant in the room, and I think the more we kind of kick that can down the road, it can really rear its ugly head at a time when it's like too late to deal with it, and I just pray that it wasn't anything to do with that why he wasn't there. But that's the only thing I can really see as a possible option, because the commitment that I see him exhibit when he's in the press conferences, how he speaks about the program itself, the pool of players that he talks about, he gives off an impression that if he doesn't have success with the team, it won't be for a lack of trying. Like he seems to care. He seems to at least be knowing the players, because even the way he answers some questions about players, I can tell it sounds a lot different from what the men's coach sounded like when he asked about players. Like, okay, you have a grasp of the players in your pool and the talent you're looking for and what you're looking for. It just seems a lot more in tune with the whole thing. Now, another reason why I asked, is Busby the right coach? Not only the things that we don't know, but also what we do know and what we've seen. When we've seen him play against better teams, right, as the coach, I struggle to see him being able to set out a stall, like, okay, we know we're going to be up against it today, so let's just make sure that we have this solid foundation we can work with, right? He's had some opportunities against some teams, and we haven't seen him be able to really stem the tide. Now the France-Jamaica game is one of his earlier games against one of those bigger teams. You know, we lost 3-0, but Becky Spencer that day was like, I don't know what she ate, but she went crazy in that game with the saves. And I just feel like that game could have easily been a 7, 8, whatever. You know, when we played the US in twice. Well, we played the US in June. We played England. You know, he was at that game, so I'll count that one. But when we played them and got the 7-0, you know, we had numbers back, but structurally we just weren't connected enough. We're too stretched for a team that had everybody behind the ball. Somehow they were still stretching us apart, like we were on the counter attacker. They were on the counter attack or something. So defensive structure wise, I don't know if the solution is to get another coach on the staff that's, you know, doing that a bit more. I don't know. Maybe it could be a personnel thing as well, because, you know, for some of these games, when you look at some of these lineups and what he put out there, you know, the Swaby sisters with Mimi and Cameron as the right and left back. I mean, damn, like, you know, it just seems like not enough, you know. So yeah, I think sometimes, yeah, I don't know, because even that game, you know, he started Mimi as a left back. He started Cameron as a right back in a back four. Naya Cardoza was on the bench. Vian Samson was on the bench. You know, so like even when he's going into a game like this against England, right? You know, play a back five, brother. Put another center back out there at least. So, you know, I think he would need to have that he needs to have a bit more pragmatism about him. You know, because we're going to come to a point, if we do qualify for the World Cup, or even if we, you know, make it to the semi-final stage with aspirations of getting to a final in this W Championship, if we make it there, right? We're probably going to come up against one of the big ones, Canada or USA. And he's going to have to, you know, not put our defensive players, you know, hang them out to dry by not putting supporting players around them that can actually defend as well. Because if you ask me, Cameron is a right back. I mean, just because she stood there a few times, you know, she's not a right back. You know, so to have her out there and try to make her the one who, yeah, to have her out there and try to have her be the one who yeah, pussy chop. Yeah, so Cameron, Mimi, you know, you can play right or left back at FSU, but you know, this is England national team, Euro winners 2 times. You know, it's like, I mean, I know you want them to gain the experience, but give them a chance to gain it with a little support. You know, simple solution to this would have been just play Samson or Cardoza from the start. You know, put Allison in the middle, play a left and right center back. You give Cameron a little more support behind her. You give Mimi a little more support central. And who knows? Not saying we're going to win the game 7-0 now, but you know, I just feel like there's no point. I don't know what you're trying to prove. Like, oh, we can play a 4-4-2 against England and what? Lose 7-0? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think he's gonna have to find that pragmatism from somewhere. So I honestly believe with his coaching philosophy and the way I see him try to play against every team, the Nicaraguas, the Antiguas, the Guyanas, the teams that we are favored against, I could see us doing well against, because, you know, he's a front foot coach. He's an attacking coach based on what I see. So the true test will come, and obviously that's a fact. You knew that already without me saying that, but the true test will come in the championship games, and I just want to see this coach able to adapt if he is indeed the coach by the time we get to that part of the competition. Because that's the one thing that I've seen. He says a lot of the right things in press conferences. You can tell that he's like I said, in tune with the player pool and everything, but he just needs to have a bit of a reality check when he's facing some of these other teams that are, better than us, basically. That you don't have to try to go toe to toe. You don't have to, you know, you need to come up with a system that at least gives you a chance to stay in the game and win it or get something from it at some point, because that's what it's going to take against like the best teams in CONCACAF, and that's just the honest truth right now. But that is my take on the Reggae Girlz. I could talk about it for 18 hours for a hour for every goal, but we're not gonna go overdo it, people. We have had a wonderful show. As I said, I wanted to give the Reggae Girlz their flowers while they can smell them. Don't watch nothing where people are say baby team, whatever. You enjoy that 18 love, all right? And we did. We thoroughly enjoyed it, so you girls enjoy it as well. Hopefully, with you having a little more time before the window ends, hopefully some of you can, stay in Jamaica together a little bit when you fly back, and just hold a little vibes for a few days before you go back to your respective clubs and continue that chemistry and team bond and build. That would be my hope, that you girls left a little extra time on those busy schedules just to kind of have some good memories in Jamaica, outside of camp and outside of training and everything. Just have a little team time. I hope that there was some time for that after this game, since the window won't be ending until basically the end of this coming week. So yeah, man, people, big up on yourselves. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let me just get to the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything before. I think these Reggae Girlz don't follow to sell juice like the men's team, so I will listen to his press conference. Yeah, you can listen it and not feel like you want, just turn it off. Does this new backline look more efficient than what we had before? I think that time will tell. Obviously we need to see them get challenged, but I do think that the shape of the backline could definitely be more efficient. How is Trudy doing? She was doing well before. I think she got an injury. If I remember correctly, when he named the squad, he did mention Trudy and say she was doing well, but sadly she did pick up a knock. So yeah. Can the JFF afford a top caliber coach at this time? Top caliber, maybe not, but Jamaica women's team seems to have, well, at one point they seem to have a few more ties with some coaches that are well established, and would take the job for what the JFF can pay, basically. I know Lauren was in a situation like that, definitely could have earned more as a coach in professional game and everything, but he took the job and wanted to be a part of the project and everything. And I think that was really the big issue when he got to the round of 16. I don't think, for one, they were looking for a way out because of the whole fiasco with the vice president of the JFF, but also I just don't think that they would have been able to make him pleased, because I'm sure he would have, done what he did, go to the World Cup, coach for what they were paying him, just to say, okay, let's sit at the table now and I can get paid like any of these other damn coaches I just faced, or, within reason. I know it's Jamaica at the end of the day. I bring the back line look more mobile, in my opinion. Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, Naya Cardoza, Tiana Harris, even Plummer. Plummer's always been a decent athlete around there. So yeah, the quickness level has improved, but I think one thing about Allison and Chantel, their reading of the game is top. So whatever, and Allison ain't slow. You know, Chantel, not slow, but takes a little time to get going, you know, with the long legs. So yeah, the quick burst ain't quite there with her. I have no issue if the girls want to visit Tabu. Yo, BM, on that note, you know, back aside off people. Big up on yourself and thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV, and thanks again, Reggae Girlz, for putting this back on my face. Hopefully the Gunners can keep that there tomorrow. Big up on yourselves, Reggae Girlz. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. Peace and love, my peeps. Blessings.